Hey everybody, this is Madmaxed again with another raid video, and I'm going to spotlight Biggins. If you would, guys, please hit the subscribe button, give it a thumbs up if you like it. And if you got any questions, you can just ask me, and I'll try to get back to you in the comments. Now, I've had Biggins for a good little while. I haven't done a spotlight on him. Probably should have already had. He is a great champion. I actually pulled two of these things back to back. And I've got two of them sitting here, so I pulled one about a month later. Pulled the second one. I mean, and I've had them. It took me a while to get them. They're booked out. They are booked out. I haven't finished their masteries up, but I usually would go down and do the masteries that are just like this. I mean, when I would finish the masteries up, I would go down and I would go down and take this line. I would go down and take of course, the Lords of Steel, give them more accuracy. I would get the debuffs increased and all that. Now, Biggins, if you look, now he's got a relentless set on, which sometimes will let him go again. Now, his crit rate is at 98%. I would like to have it two more if we get to 100, but that's pretty close. He's hardly ever not going to crit. Now, his skill, the reason you want it to be for the crit rate is because of his A1. He attacks one enemy, and he attacks all enemies one time if the attack is critical. Well, if he's got 100% crit rate, he's always going to get that second hit in. Now, his A2 will attack all enemies, have 30% chance of placing a stun beat up for one turn, or some 3-turn cooldown. Also has a 50% chance of placing a 50% decrease accuracy. You don't really care that much about the accuracy. What you care about is that stun. Now, he attacks all enemies two times. He decreases the turn meter by 25%. He has a 30% chance of placing a 30% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. Now, that's really good because he knocks down that turn meter. I mean, even his Fraction War, he is really good because I've got two of them, and they keep knocking that turn meter down. That along with I've got one Man Eater, it keeps that turn meter down on that final boss really good. Now his aura is good. He increases all allied accuracy in dungeons by 90%. That is a good aura in dungeons. But usually you're not going to need that, hopefully. But if you do, that's. Now I've got his crit damage up to 218. His accuracy is at 239. He's got about 200 resist. His speed is a little over 200, which is around 200, which is what I like to have. His defense is 1,839. He's got 4,300 attack, a little over, and he's got 3,800 points, 38k worth of hit points. Now, he can be your campaign farmer by far. I mean, when you go into campaign and you look at his campaign farming, he can go through and this is 12-3 brutal, and he can actually just go through sometimes. Let me turn that filter off. He can go through sometimes and he can just wipe everything. I mean, just he'll never miss. I mean, I've had 8-second runs out of him. It's not quite as fast as like Skull Crown because sometimes you get that second hit, which takes a little bit longer, which takes you 1 second longer. Sometimes, see, and this is from Skull Crown, the 7-second, but 8-second is a very fast run on 12-3 brutal. As you notice, he killed everything as he went through, didn't miss a thing. And how effective a couple of these guys can be, well, let's go to Doom Tower, and I'm going to sit down and do. I'm going to do Doom Tower. This is Doom Tower normal, where I'm at up to during this rotation right now. But if you look, there's only 3 of them. Now, the reason Yarkle's in the lead is because it increases that damage by 33% in all battles, or 30. It's either 30 or 33. But he increases the damage. And when you have really high damage outputters like these, that's what you want. These guys literally can go through in just about, it takes like 4 or 5 turns on the very low level ones. But you got no buffs that come on these guys. So, that actually keeps the remain from ever freezing you too. And you wiped them out in 44 seconds. Not the best time, but that's what I used. I used them for that 38 seconds. Okay, it's gonna go through. The thing was still on, but anyway, that's what he does. I mean, if you wind up getting him, he's a great champion to have. I mean, I've used these 3 so far. If you look, these are the 3 I've used the whole time just to go up through, and I'm on floor 70 right now. I mean, that's where I'm at on this rotation, and they've not failed at all. If you look at some of the times from it, I mean, if you look at some of the time, the 7 rounds, from these guys, I mean, they're really good together. I mean, and Yarkle really helps with that increased damage too. They're excellent. It's an excellent champ to have if you've got it. I mean, you can use this champ almost everywhere. I wouldn't recommend him for clan boss, but because you're not going to manipulate the turn meter with it. He doesn't apply any debuffs, so it's not going to really help you. He doesn't really apply any debuffs that actually work with the clan balls. You can't stun the clan balls. The accuracy going down really doesn't help you because you can't, you can't resist anyway. He's going to apply, the debuffs that the clan boss applies. He's going to apply, but like for his faction, for arena, tag team arena, for Doom Tower. I've used them, and even in Hydra, they're really good champs to have. I mean, the problem with Hydra is, same thing. You can't reduce the turn meter, but he is an excellent champ. Guys, that's the video. That's the spotlight on him. I want to thank everybody for watching. Everybody have a good day. And remember, please subscribe to the channel.